showing her naked pictures of me. I just feel like to blatantly tell me that this is not going to work out is kind of rude and very immature. I have such high hopes for this to work out. First impression of meeting a few of her family members, I completely fell in the mud. My finger went into dog poop.
Signing you onto my bank account.
Glacier disappeared with no explanation.
Our cat got out last night.
Disgusting creature.
Excuse me?
Like the questions and then we'll...
What? We're busy. My breathing's been better, so I feel like I'm actually doing a lot better. My scale being out of whack and messing up. Someone suggested that I change the batteries. At the time I thought it was a good idea, but my girlfriend pointed out that it's not messing up for her, it's not messing up for her dad, and it's not messing up for her mom. So it's just messing up for me. Our family is here and okay and perfect. So great.
He's like, Mom.
Amber and Destiny were as much in love as you could be with a person you just met, and their love was really coming through in Amber's vlogs. Amber, of course, had recently moved out of her ex-girlfriend's home and into a new apartment with Destiny. There was no arguing between the two, and there was plenty of love in the air. The pair couldn't have been happier, especially with the arrival of Amber's new kitten, Wasabi. Audiences were seeing Destiny way more than they ever saw Crystal, although perhaps they were starting to see a little too much. They celebrated their 2-month anniversary together, which isn't a thing, and went out for a romantic meal. And their love for each other was evident even in public.
Look at, she wrote, I love you forever, and I wrote, I love you more forever. We're gonna get it tattooed. I'm joking.
Actually, me and Jimmy celebrated 16 years of knowing each other today, and he wrote on my hand too. Ah, things couldn't have been going better. They may have moved in with each other quickly and gotten a shared bank account quickly, but they weren't slowing down.
She's currently looking up how much does it cost to adopt babies in Florida.
I wonder what it would look like if Amber and Destiny adopted a baby. Amber wanted a girl and Destiny wanted a boy. And actually, through the power of the internet, we can see what Destiny's son would look like. Ah. They weren't going to adopt a baby tomorrow, but they were discussing doing it someday, and the couple thought they would be able to handle a baby soon. But Amber wasn't great at looking after herself. She couldn't even look after a cat, never mind a baby. Amber was enjoying living on her own, as she put it, but she must have just meant living without parents, because she still lived with Destiny. If she did live completely on her own, then it's doubtful that she would be able to survive. After all, it was still Destiny doing the majority of the cooking and all of the jobs around the house.
There it is, you guys. Destiny finished it last night while I was laying in bed because I was trying to sleep, but the hammer wouldn't let me sleep.
When Amber was left to her own devices, well, it was pretty much what you would expect.
I'm warming up some SpaghettiOs with meatballs. I just recently tried this like a month ago. I've never had a SpaghettiO product in like my life. And I did, and now there's no going back. It's so freaking good. So I just put it in a bowl, warm it up, easy.
Destiny may have done all of the grown-up stuff on her own, but she also had a silly childish side as well, often making silly faces and random noises when on camera.
Anyways, I wanted to end the vlog appropriately.
Mine wasn't good enough.
It was different. Okay. And it's
Amber found Destiny hilarious, and she thought she was pretty funny herself too.
Hello, my friends.
But they never really did anything that funny, at least not on purpose anyway. Amber's idea of being funny also consisted mainly of the silly faces and random noises. What kind of person though just makes silly noises and expects it to get a laugh? Amber also liked to do different accents when talking.
We just got off of work. We have to go to Walmart because Destiny wants to get some butter, some milk, and some syrup for her waffles.
But it came across more annoying than funny, at least judging by the comments she would receive on her videos. It would have been a lot easier for her audience to connect or to relate to Amber if she would just stop the accents, noises, and of course the screaming.
Do I have a gray hair? Oh! Ow!
Amber was yet to come across as a real grown-up. She had no job, Crystal's parents were still unbelievably paying for her phone bill, and she had no real responsibility, apart from make sure Destiny's cat didn't run away, and we all know how that ended.
Our cat got out last night. Not when she got out from me because I caught her and catched her.
Even though the relationship was still in its early stages, Amber was extremely comfortable with Destiny, and perhaps she was a little too comfortable with her audience.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just got out of the shower. Destiny and I took a shower together.
The pair were also spending a lot of time together, so much time together that some of Amber was beginning to rub off on Destiny.
I'm on my period.
The pair were inseparable and went everywhere together. They did everything together, whether it was going to a restaurant, or heading to Target, or another restaurant, or back to Target. Basically anywhere Destiny went, Amber followed. Apart from Destiny's work, of course, however, even that was about to change.
So this was not expectant at all. As you guys know, I had a job interview. This was like over a week ago, and they never called me back, and I was expecting like them just not to call me. I thought maybe they didn't like me and they just acted like they did when I was there because they wanted to be nice, and they were very nice people. But I don't even.
What you're gonna wear? Because you have to wear like scrubs. Baby.
I don't have scrubs.
She doesn't have scrubs. You can wear your black pants. I just don't know what kind of shirt you're gonna be wanting to wear.
Okay, so today I'm going in. I'm being trained. Today is my first day. Like,
I gotta call my dad.
what the fuck? Destiny and I are like freaking out. We're like, oh my god, is this really happening?
Yes, Amber had a job. After months of searching high and low, well, mainly searching at Walmart, Amber now had a job. She had found a job working at the same place as Destiny, as a personal care assistant. This was exactly what Amber needed to be more independent and just a little more grown up. Some responsibility surely would have been good for her, although many found it strange the idea of Amber looking after someone else when she struggled to look after herself. This was her chance to show her audience she could do this job and do it well. But there was one big problem.
I'm very used to being not doing much during the day, as you guys saw that, and they need someone who's fast on her feet, and I don't really consider myself fast on my feet, so I'm gonna push myself the hardest I can.
Amber admitted herself she wasn't exactly fast on her feet, and when she did her first shift, her years of laziness hadn't exactly prepared her.
So it's 1:05 a.m. I just got off of work, came home, ate something. I am so exhausted. My feet are aching like hell. My legs hurt really bad.
Amber also went on to say that her weight really couldn't have been helping her. But at least moving around all day at work would have helped her with her weight. It wouldn't be enough on its own though, especially if Amber kept eating McDonald's and Taco Bell and everything else she would regularly eat. Despite being in pain and exhausted from work, Amber did seem to really enjoy it.
Yeah, someone at work today's like, you look like an Indian princess. I'm like, okay. I can't even tell you how many compliments I get all the time at work.
Amber had been getting negative comments on her channel for a while now about not working and sponging off Crystal and now Destiny. But surely now she had a job, no one could say anything.
You will never get a real job. People are not going to hire someone as big as you are. It is too much of a liability. First of all, I do have a job. It is not a liability for somebody my size to have a job because people my size do need jobs. Companies are not going to discriminate against that, and if they do, then that is against the law. That is illegal to discriminate against anybody. People who are in wheelchairs or handicapped in any sort of way should get the privilege and the opportunity to work in a workplace just like anybody else. I am not handicapped. I am not disabled, nothing. I can work just like you, and I have a job, and I am working, and there's no life.
Amber had a good point. Just because she was overweight didn't mean she couldn't do the job as well as anyone else. Bigger people could do things just as well as everybody else in the world. Now that Amber had a job, it meant she couldn't vlog as much as she wanted, right?
A resident, shh. Stop. We're at work. Life. Anyways, I just wanted to say hi. Like, I wish I could vlog more, and I just don't vlog enough. My resident's getting out of the shower now. Oh yeah, my feet are definitely tired. Good night. Okay.
Amber filming herself at work and in other people's rooms felt very strange, like an invasion of privacy. It didn't seem like she had asked permission to film in there either, and considering Amber told us she was going to really try at this job, this was not the best start she could have had.
There was one point when I lost 89 pounds and I've officially gained it all back. I weigh 422 pounds as of today. And I know deep down in my heart that if I do not follow some type of weight loss plan, that I will be 500 pounds one day.
In order to not be in so much pain after a long shift, Amber needed to lose the weight. She had tried to lose the weight many times at this point, and she had never quite gotten it right. But this time it would be different, because this time Amber had signed up to Weight Watchers. This was not the first time she had tried Weight Watchers though.
I have paid for Weight Watchers 2 other times besides this one. The first diet I was actually ever on was when I was 11 years old. I weighed 290 pounds and I was in foster care at the time. And when you're in foster care, you have a social worker and a lawyer. And my social worker literally said to me, I will pay for you to do Weight Watchers if you just do it and stick with it. So I did it and I stuck with it. And I lost about 2 pounds a week. I was only there for a month. I know that's pathetic. I did it again when I was 17, and actually my teacher paid for it for me. One of my high school teachers, I was actually very close to her. We grew close because we really enjoyed reading the same books. I'm a very big reader. I love to read. And Jodi Picoult was like my favorite author and her favorite author. So we got close between that, and you know, she knew a lot about my past. And again, I was in foster care. She knew why, because my file was in her office, just like every other student had a file in her office. So she knew a lot about me. She wanted to make sure I was okay always. She was just a sweetheart. So the fact that she was willing to pay for me was amazing, and I only went twice. But I do want to say,
Amber had to lose the weight this time just to save her from being in agony. But one reason why it was beginning to look highly unlikely that she would ever lose the weight was because of her victim mentality.
sometimes I just ask why me? I walk, anywhere, Walmart, a movie theater, and I honestly am always the fattest person in the room, in the building, no matter where I am. And it's weird to me because Why was I chosen to be this person? Why? Like, I ask myself that all the time, and, you know,
So, Amber was using Weight Watchers, having paid for it herself this time. One of the problems Amber had in the past was getting bogged down in calories. She would start to count calories, get overwhelmed with all of the numbers, and then just eat what she wanted. Hopefully that wouldn't happen now. She was using the points system Weight Watchers incorporated into their program. It should have been a little easier for Amber to use. You get a certain number of points in a day and in a week. Don't go over those points. Simple. Even a complete moron could understand that. As well as getting bogged down in calories, Amber used to try and find excuses as to why her weight wasn't her fault. Silly reasons like blaming her scales. Thank God she wasn't doing that anymore.
I had a starting weight, but the scale is like all kinds of confused because our bathroom is so small. We had it in our bathroom and we banged it a few times, or maybe more than a few times, with the door. The scale's like so confusing. I don't really know like an accurate starting weight anymore, like, or even what weight I am.
Amber's scales read 422 pounds, but they could have been mistaken. 422 pounds though was the number Amber was going with, but reluctantly. And just like every time before she started a new weight loss program, she had her fans believing she could do it. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So not only was Amber starting to seem a little crazy for thinking she would ever lose weight, but her fans were also starting to look a little foolish as well. Yes, like many times before this, Amber was back to showing us her healthy food.
Literally delicious.
But by now, Amber showing off the healthy food and being proud of herself meant almost completely nothing, because she had done this so many times in the past, then would later confess to binging and eating terribly afterwards. So we weren't sure if, after she recorded her healthy food, she went to McDonald's and ordered the whole menu. She planned on doing weekly weigh-ins, and whether you were a fan or not, her most anticipated videos were her weigh-ins. So she was giving both her haters and her fans exactly what they wanted. Just like with every time Amber had tried to lose weight in the past, a bunch of reasons would pop up and derail Amber mentally from completing her weight loss goal. And she had her fair share of things to deal with this time too. For one, Wasabi was stressing Amber out by being very active when Amber and Destiny were trying to sleep. And when Wasabi wasn't annoying them, Wasabi was pooping blood. Amber had complained of previous pets pooping blood, so maybe it was just a coincidence that any pet Amber had pooped blood. Or maybe it was something Amber was doing. Many watching, as well as the vet Amber went to see, thought Wasabi could be pooping blood due to stress. But what did a cat have to be stressed about?
The authorities. Jesus Christ, that was like...
No, baby, because the dog's back there.
Amber didn't seem to handle Wasabi with much care, and the constant shouting and screaming and high-pitched laughing couldn't have done Wasabi any favours either. Amber, of course, would never intentionally hurt or cause any distress to an animal, but perhaps she was doing it without even realising. Despite Amber now having a job, they were still struggling for money. However, Destiny still had her Loot Crate subscription.
Isn't it? A painted wooden figure of the Joker.
And they now had a Nature Box subscription for snacks, but those weren't cheap, so they should have been much better off with money than they were. But they just didn't use their money wisely. After all, when had Amber ever learned about being sensible with money? She used to get cash from Crystal's parents, and when it ran out, she would get some more. Amber thought she got a lot of hate in the comments on her videos, and it was true she was getting more than she first got when she first started out. But a couple of things happened, that would cause her to really get some negative comments and more dislikes than she had ever had before. First of all, Amber did something which annoyed even her biggest supporters.
That's called a long day at work. We're driving one of these. Wait, I'm gonna go this way. You wanna know the
Yes, Amber decided it would be a good idea to act like she was in an episode of South Park. Amber didn't need to use the scooters. She may have been morbidly obese, but she could walk around the store just fine on her own. Those scooters were for people who genuinely needed them.
people who are in wheelchairs or handicapped in any sort of way should get the privilege and the opportunity to work in a workplace just like anybody else. I am not handicapped. I am not disabled.
I am not handicapped. I am not disabled.
Amber tried to justify doing this to her audience and perhaps tried to justify it to herself.
You wanna know the funniest thing? At this Walmart, everybody and their mother uses this thing. Like everybody. We see like skinny people, young people, old people, purple people, yellow people, carrot people. I just saw carrots, so I said that. Like everybody. I think it's because they have so many. Literally, they have 50. I've never seen a Walmart like this before. So we've had a long day. I'm wearing the wrong shoes, and my feet hurt, and so do hers, so.
People weren't buying it. It just came across as lazy, ignorant, and just not funny. And people were really not happy. That's called a long day at work. No, that's called being lazy. My husband is disabled, and every time we go to Walmart, there are only 5 carts, and none of them ever work. Really frustrating at times because he's not able to walk for long. How embarrassing to ride around on a cart. Haha, so funny you riding on them scooters. P.S. Will you send me your underpants? Don't worry about washing them. The majority of people who saw Amber on the scooter in the store probably thought she needed to use the scooter because of her size. But we knew she didn't. She was just being lazy, and if she was desperate to lose weight like she told us, riding around on a scooter wasn't going to do her any favours. I'm not sure why some people think it's funny to use a scooter they don't need, but I suppose it's not the worst thing I've seen on a scooter. If Amber thought she was getting some negative attention because of the scooter incident, well, she hadn't seen anything yet.
Jesus Christ is my
Destiny used the N-word in a video. No one who watched it actually thought this meant Destiny was a racist. She just got overexcited and for some reason thought it would be funny to say on camera. Just that classic Destiny humour. But the thing that got people the most annoyed was the fact that Amber had to watch the video back, upload it to YouTube, and keep that part in. It upset her fans, and Amber felt awful. Amber used the classic, "I can't be racist, I have black family members." But the damage was already done, and she lost many of her fans who had stuck by her through everything so far. Again, many didn't feel as if this meant Amber herself was racist. It just showed a lack of awareness, immaturity, and ignorance. Amber had to deal with people hating her. It couldn't have been easy, even though she was bringing the hate on herself. And as if that wasn't bad enough, poor Amber would also have to deal with the worst thing to happen to her or anyone ever in the history of ever.
I just got done crying. I stabbed myself. And I've never, like I get little cuts or whatever, but I was opening an avocado. You guys know that stupid circle that's in an avocado.
It's the seed.
I don't know what I did, but somehow I went.
That's not the knife.
No, it's not. I literally stabbed myself and I was gushing blood. Like I can't even explain it. Like, and I started crying and freaking out. I had a puddle of blood.
She did.
in my
was full.
hand.
Like, it was bleeding pretty bad.
Like, I've never in my life done
Like, because it's freshly stabbed wound. It's not gonna be...
I have literally skin coming out of me. What is that?
Yes, Amberlynn, the girl now responsible for taking care of elderly people, stabbed herself with a knife, and it was clearly the worst thing ever, or at least that's how Amber was acting. The cut looked more than a paper cut, but still not bad enough to be acting like Amber was acting. One of the things that didn't do her any favours with fans was exactly this. Amber would act like the worst thing in the world had happened to her, when in reality, it was fine. Here she caught herself with a knife, it bled for a while, then stopped. She didn't chop off a finger, she didn't hit a major artery. She cut herself, it bled, and stopped. And although Amber was acting like it was a life-threatening injury, she couldn't have thought it was that bad.
My life done something like
We
this.
have to go to Walmart and get her some
But I need to eat
gauze
first.
and hand wrap, but
Like,
she wants to eat first.
I'm trying.
Yes, before Amber saw to this life-threatening injury, she had to eat first. Amber, after eating of course, headed out in the car to get the cut seen to, and even though little time had passed, Amber was still acting over the top.
Destiny went into Walmart, even though we were just at Walmart. That's where I got the freaking avocado that ruined my life. And I'm sitting here with my hand on a towel. It hurts so bad. She went in there to get like stuff to wrap my hand in. I don't know. It's not looking good. I don't know. Like I keep saying, I don't know if I should go to the hospital. I don't know if they'd give me stitches. Because literally it is so deep. When I open it, I see things that I don't want to see. It is absolutely disgusting. I have never done something like this before. I'm a very, very careful person. So when that happened, I was in such shock that I didn't even know what to do. And when I realized what was happening and blood was gushing everywhere, I started crying so hard. Like so hard. And I'm really actually scared. Like my fingers kind of hurt a little bit with it, and like there's like numbness a little. I'm just hoping that once I wrap this up, it just naturally heals, because the human body does heal pretty freaking quickly. I'm wishing for the best. I'm wishing for the best. So I ended up coming to the hospital.
Amber ended up at the hospital and got 2 stitches in her hand. And while she was at the hospital, Amber got what she desperately needed, a wake-up call.
I was cutting an avocado. I was trying to get the seed out. I kind of feel like I blocked most of this out of my mind because I don't remember what really happened. I'm terrified. To get the tetanus shot, the lady had to stand there for like 5 minutes. I was like one of those stupid people who are like, wait a minute, no, don't do it. Actually a student who did it, and they had to put this long, it was skinny, but it was a long needle inside of the wound. We started talking more when she like had the needle, and I was really scared. Like I had tears in my eyes and I was really nervous. Destiny was holding my hand. She was supportive the whole time. The student doctor person was really patient with me. I happened to ask her, I was like, have you ever had this done before? And she's like, not that exactly, but I get needles put into my back every month. And I was like, why? You know, because I'm a nosy bitch. And she said because she has leukemia. When she said that, I had tears in my eyes even more. And it kind of just like snapped me into this like trance where I was like, I am being such a baby. Of course this is gonna hurt. I mean, a needle is gonna be going inside of the wound that's already hurting, and this burning stuff is gonna be put into my hand, but it was to numb it. I tried not to be scared anymore because I thought of her, and I was like, this girl is standing here with cancer, helping other, you know, people try to better themselves, and I'm getting a freaking stitch. Like cancer stitches, there's a big difference. This girl was an inspiration to me, and I said, you know what, go for it, just do it. So after about 20 minutes of her standing there with the needle in her hand and me freaking out, she finally went for it.
Meeting the woman with cancer must have been a big shock to Amber, and it seemed to have an effect on her. There was no screaming, no laughing manically, there was no silly put-on accent, no acting up to the camera. She spoke calmly, softly, and more importantly, with self-awareness. It's just a shame it took this situation for Amber to be a real person and not some caricature of herself. Amber was not good at dealing with anything in her life that didn't go perfectly. She turned to food as a young girl when things went wrong, and she was still doing it now.
So literally we've done nothing today.
We went to McDonald's.
Okay, that's it.
And that's it. That's the only place we've been today besides here in this bed.
It didn't feel like Amber was going to tell us about going to McDonald's, and when Destiny told us, Amber clearly wanted Destiny to stop talking quickly. So much for being honest with her fans. And even though she was now on Weight Watchers and using the point system, which was meant to make things easier, Amber was still struggling to stick to it. Even though she was paying for Weight Watchers, Amber started to not track her food every now and again, and was just eating what she wanted. So, even when it was costing her money that she had to earn herself now, she still couldn't stick to a plan. And of course, this meant that her latest Weight Watchers journey was not going well.
The scale is right here. I'm not going to show you guys. I'm literally just wearing a shirt. I have no underwear on or pants on right now. TMI, I know. Okay, here we go. Yep, that was definitely a bad weigh-in, which makes sense. A lot of sense. I'm gonna step on it again. I always do it twice just to see if I get the same read. And I do, and my scale works perfectly. I freaking love this scale. I'll show you guys it in a minute. Yep, not good, but this is the scale. It's pink, and on it says, yes, I can. I don't know.
Amber loved her scales, but I found an even better set of scales for Amber to use. By now, we all understood that most of the drama Amber had to deal with was due to her own doing. But not everything was because of Amber. Sometimes things in life just happen that you have no control over.
How are you feeling? Alright. Well, I hope everything's okay. I'm worried about you. I love you. I love you. Someone's gotten tired. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Destiny was in the hospital due to chest pains. Poor Amber could only think of her beloved Destiny.
Her mom thinks it could be stress. I honestly can agree with that because when I used to have panic attacks, I would get the worst chest pain in the world, and I swear I thought I was having a heart attack.
Sorry, Amber could only think of her beloved Destiny and herself. This must have been really scary for Destiny and, of course, Amber. Initially, they were worried there could be a problem with Destiny's heart. But how could that be?
The first plate, I had a piece of pizza, waffle fries,
Macaroni and cheese.
macaroni and cheese. The second plate, I had bananas with strawberry glaze and cucumber slices.
Lots of cucumber slices.
And then I had a few rolls. And then another just half one just now. For dessert, I had chocolate cupcake, a coconut cake cupcake.
They weren't sure exactly what was wrong at this stage, but they did discover that Destiny's blood pressure was far too high. But how could this be?
The first plate, I had a piece of pizza, waffle fries.
Something felt off with Amber filming Destiny. Filming someone in a hospital bed who may have had something really wrong with them just didn't feel right. I mean, who would film someone in such a vulnerable state?
I was planning on showing you guys footage of my grandfather actually having the heart attack.
It makes sense in a strange way. Looking through a screen makes it look less real. Detaches you from reality almost. So maybe that's why Amber was filming her girlfriend, who she thought might die. But it wasn't. We knew she was filming it for the views. If it was Crystal being filmed, it would have seemed even worse, but Destiny didn't seem to mind the camera, filming her as she lay in hospital while worrying about her own health. Amber was, of course, very upset as well.
the doctor thinks that it might be a blood clot in her lung, she wasn't hesitant to say that you died from that. So Destiny has to get a dimer test, and if it's elevated, then she has to get a CAT scan. So I just can't believe, like, the doctor said that what Destiny is describing exactly is what a blood clot is, and I'm like terrified.
Again, something felt off. Amber was crying at what it could be, a heart attack, a blood clot, but before she had time to process the news and be upset, she had to first get her phone out and start recording. Surely this type of behaviour couldn't have been good for her, could it? No, absolutely not. You act different when there's a camera in your face, especially when you know thousands of people may be watching. So rather than Amber deal with this in her own mind first, before she even had time to think about it, she was recording on her phone, and perhaps not acting in a way that she normally would without the camera. Filming yourself going to Target or a buffet was one thing, but filming Destiny in a hospital bed, then filming yourself being upset about it, left a sour taste in the mouth for many. But of course, Amber needed those views, so it was unlikely she was ever going to stop this type of behaviour. Plus, Amber didn't seem to think there was anything wrong with it. Even though Amber was worried Destiny may be dying, rather than just be with her girlfriend, just the two of them, looking her in the eye, Amber was with her knowing thousands would be watching, and rather than look her in the eye, would instead look at her through her phone. Amber was worried, really worried. What if Destiny did die and she would be all alone? What would she do then? Well, thankfully for Amber, she didn't have to worry, because it turned out to be just acid reflux. Not pleasant, of course, but not as serious as a heart attack or a blood clot. So, yes, just acid reflux. But how could this have happened?
The first plate, I had a piece of pizza, waffle fries.
Well, at least now Amber didn't have to worry, although it must have been a huge scare. Amber was initially worried there could be something wrong with Destiny's heart, and thinking her girlfriend had a problem with her heart. Her girlfriend, who was nowhere near as overweight as she was, well, it must have really scared Amber into finally taking her weight loss journey seriously.
Then my girlfriend was having really bad chest pains, and she said she couldn't breathe. It felt like someone was sitting on her chest. That's scary. That's not something you need to mess with. So we decided to go to the emergency room, and we were there for about 8-9 hours. We didn't drink, lick, eat anything. And I was aggravated the whole time. I was so worried for her. They were running so many tests. The doctor said that they think she had a blood clot in her lung. So turns out she didn't, which I'm grateful for. But while we thought that was the case, I was freaking out. So when we left the hospital, I was starving. I was annoyed. We were there forever, but yet I was grateful she did not have a blood clot, just FYI. So we decided to go to McDonald's. I just ordered the whole menu. I'm gonna say I give myself props for even logging all of that. I could have done better. This is where it gets bad. I feel like I was really triggered that day, Wednesday, from eating at Ryan's and then McDonald's, because the next day I binged. I ate 64, all of my daily points, and I actually went in the negatives on my weekly. Was at negative 45. I was binging on ice cream. I was binging on chips. I just couldn't stop. September 11th and 12th, I couldn't gain control at all. I ate everything that was in my face. I logged every single bit of it. I am actually shocked that I even logged, because when I am in this zone of binging, I don't care. I will not log. I will not track. I will not care. But I did anyways, because I needed to see the damage I did. I don't know if the accuracy is totally 100%, but I tried my hardest. So overall, at the end of the week, I only succeeded 3 out of 7 days. That's not that great, obviously. I went over my weekly points into a negative 144.
Even though Destiny had acid reflux rather than something more serious, she still must have been feeling pretty terrible. And since it was Destiny who was feeling ill, it was good of Amber to not steal any of Destiny's thunder.
Anyways, I woke up with like the worst heartburn in the world, but it's like in my top abdomen. Ugh. I was diagnosed with acid reflux when I was like 18, I think. It used to be really bad. Like I would have heartburn every single day, like all day long. But I stopped having heartburn for quite some time. I think it was probably because I was losing a lot of weight. But lately I've been getting a lot of heartburn. I don't know if it's like the stress from work and constantly bending and like moving and walking like super fast and just all the things that I have to do, picking up heavy stuff and helping people.
Destiny's doctor told her she needed to clean up her diet and lose some weight in order to get her acid reflux under control. However, Destiny's weight gain wasn't her fault.
3 years ago, I took birth control, and yeah, I gained weight from it, and I just haven't. It's just added on since.
Yeah, she hasn't been able to get it off, and maybe we can help each other.
I want to go to the gym, but doesn't want to.
Because she's been having really bad breathing problems. I don't think it's okay to push yourself like that inside of a gym until the doctor tells her otherwise.
Destiny and Amber as a couple now made even more sense. They were both good at finding excuses as to why their weight wasn't their fault. Amber, a couple of hours before going to McDonald's and ordering the entire menu, was concerned Destiny had a problem with her heart. But if a health scare with her girlfriend wasn't a big enough shock to finally start to look after herself, then what was? As much as cutting herself and seeing Destiny in the hospital wasn't good for Amber, it was most definitely good for her views. She had some drama to vlog, and when she wasn't finding some mini drama, she was stuck for ideas. She now started to eat food on camera and review it. One particular video, she and Destiny reviewed a snack box. They weren't getting sponsored by them, but they were clearly hoping if they did enough reviews, eventually they would get sponsored. How desperate do you have to be to review a product in the hope they would sponsor you in the future? Hello everyone, Mr. Snowflake here, and today I'm going to be reviewing money. Money is good. Yes, without any drama, Amber would struggle to know what to film, and it was obvious.
Destiny likes to color, but so do I, so I like how we're alike in that way. And I remember she'd color on FaceTime, and I'm going to show you the picture when we'd FaceTime together. You did that while living here, right? I don't remember.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
The date should be on the screen.
I think she did that while we were FaceTiming. I think so. Oh, yeah.
I didn't finish that one.
Oh, that's not done yet?
No, look at the fish.
Oh. That's the first one she did while we were FaceTiming.
But whenever Amber was struggling for ideas, she could always go back to what the channel was created for in the first place. Amber trying to lose weight.
Oh, and by the way, Weight Watchers really is helping. I weighed myself today, and I'm down quite a bit, which is pretty nice. I wasn't expecting to be down that much.
Amazingly, after not doing the right things, Amber had lost weight. Or had she? Because Amber used to show us the scales when she weighed in, not every time, but a lot of the time. However, recently, with her weigh-ins, she hadn't been showing us the scales at all. Maybe she just couldn't be bothered to film them, or maybe she was lying. Amber told us she was actually binging more than ever while on Weight Watchers, so she wasn't sure if she was going to continue to do it in the future. However, for now, she was sticking with it. It had now been a few months since Amber started at her job, and her feet were still hurting her. She had tried wearing a comfier pair of shoes, but remarkably that didn't help. She just needed time to actually get used to moving, and she needed to lose some weight, which she was doing, apparently. And her boss, for some reason, wanted Amber to do some more training to get a promotion and have more responsibility. I mean, what could go wrong?
I stabbed myself.
In the first couple of months of her relationship with Destiny, Amber couldn't have been happier. But it was now starting to seem like perhaps the honeymoon period was over. Or perhaps the image Amber tried to portray early on was starting to slip away, and the real Amber was coming out more and more.
Okay, look at what I did. I literally... Destiny, I'm vlogging! I feel like I was made to vlog. Like, I absolutely love vlogging. I love doing YouTube. Hold on, the lighting in here is horrendous, and Destiny has freaking trash over there. What? I can't hear you, so wait until you come out here. I can't hear you, so wait until you come out here. She screams at me from the freaking bathroom like I can hear her. For some reason, I'm craving chicken.
Now, with a few months of work under her belt and a few paychecks, you'd think they would be doing better for money.
It's a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and like 9 games. She's trying to sell it. I'm hoping she does.
When Amber first started her job, she absolutely loved it. She loved the residents. She loved the compliments. She loved earning her own money. But what about now?
Anyways, we have to go to work. I really just don't want to. I work every single day now. I'm an exhausted person.
Yes, the novelty of working was quickly wearing off, and reality, something Amber didn't have to deal with often, was kicking in. Amber, having shown glimpses of a rational, self-aware person, well, that's all it was. Most of the time, she was her normal screaming self, which not only irritated fans, but was starting to irritate someone else.
That's ridiculous. Why? Okay.
Why are you like laughing every time we start? Why? It's so funny.
And it wasn't just Destiny and the fans who were getting sick of Amber.
When I get... Well, hello, my friend. How are you? Ow. Oh? Wasabi? No. Mama's shirt and Mama's hair is not a toy.
Thankfully, Wasabi was done pooping blood, but it was important to not stress Wasabi out. After Destiny was done scaring the cat, she had some good news to tell us. Her mother was pregnant. Sadly though, the good news didn't last very long.
So Destiny has something to tell you guys.
My mom miscarried today. She's in the emergency room still. She was only like not even a month pregnant, so it's not like she has to get surgery or anything. She's just bleeding a lot and cramping.
But to me, that's like she lost a child.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like when girls miscarry, that means they have lost a child.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately, her mother lost the baby. Destiny seemed to take the news as well as anyone could. And once again, when talking about something serious and horrific, Amber showed that glimpse of a genuine person. No play acting to the camera. But again, it was just a glimpse, reserved for these serious issues. Her hand now was at least feeling better, and she was able to get her stitches removed.
Come on. I'm about to get my stitches taken out.
Did you
clean it?
Yes, I cleaned it. You just watched me.
I'm so scared. Literally, you just took that out of me. What is? Whoa.
There we go.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I feel
Looks like
like.
it ingrown.
Amber was still feeling the pressure from uploading that video where Destiny said the N-word, so she felt she needed to clarify something.
Okay, just to clarify, we're not racist. We love everybody of color. Can you please clarify so people don't get mad at that? I will tell you right now, I have Mexicans in my family. I have black people in my family. I have like dated like out of my race. Like I'm really not racist, so I just want you guys to know. Why did you just sound like an Asian?
Oh my bad.
Amber had been struggling with Weight Watchers initially, but what about now?
I did really good on Sunday, the first day. But then at nighttime after work, I get really, really hungry, and sometimes I just can't control myself. We went to Taco Bell, a salad, but I also got a burrito, and I wrote down that next time I should just get one or the other instead of both, because I wanted to go a full 5 days with no soda, only drinking soda on Saturday and Sunday. By the way, I wanted to do the no soda for like a full week, but Destiny's like, how about we have soda on the weekends? And I'm like, oh my Lantis. So I actually succeeded in that. I didn't have soda for the full 5 days, so that's super exciting. But the downfall is I sucked the whole week. I didn't care what I ate. I didn't care how much I ate. I just ate. I didn't even try to be intuitive. I didn't log nothing or anything. I officially canceled my Weight Watchers and I signed up for my MyFitnessPal. In the past, my MyFitnessPal works extremely well, so I have high hopes for this. It's such a big community of great Last week I was 417.8. Today I weighed in at 420.4, so that's a gain of 2.6. At least I didn't gain everything back, right? I mean, it is pretty upsetting that I gained weight, but it's to be expected because like I told you guys, I literally was horrible this week. Absolutely horrible. I'm here to admit it. Things happen. Frap happened.
So not only had Amber put on weight, but she had officially quit her Weight Watchers journey. We all knew it was coming. It was interesting though to see Amber tell us how she had actually completed a no drinking soda challenge for 5 days. It's almost like she needed a little win before admitting to herself that she failed. It was also interesting that she had not mentioned the no drinking soda challenge in any previous vlog. So did she actually drink no soda, or was this just what she needed in order to deal with failing? Weight Watchers was causing her to binge more, she told us. Amber would see she had 20 points remaining, then eat 60. It was a shame for the few fans she had left. They kept telling her they believed in her at the start of every new journey, but they believed in someone who would never reply to their comments. Maybe if they trolled her or become a hater, they would have gotten a response. And since she had not lost any weight, she was in even more pain at work. It was getting too bad for Amber to deal with, and even though she needed this job, it started to seem like Amber wouldn't last very much longer, especially after Amber started to tell us in almost every video that her feet were in too much pain. It's just a shame she couldn't ride one of those Walmart scooters around at work. Amber was tired, just like we were, of her telling us she was going to stick to her weight loss goals and then literally, almost made it the entire video. And then immediately going back on it. She made videos upset with herself and telling us she will do it next time. And in the very next video would be eating strawberries covered in chocolate. She kept coming up with new ways to lose weight. Weight Watchers, no drinking soda for 5 days, 30 days of movement. But all she had to do was eat less calories, and she was making it more complicated than it needed to be. Of course, in theory, losing weight is easier than it is in practice for some. But at some point, Amber would have to stop calling this her weight loss journey because she simply wasn't losing any weight. You can't have a journey if you make no progress. Sure, she had some genuinely difficult things to deal with in her life.
So I've been talking to my mom in like ages, right? And she just added me on Facebook, and I don't really know what to think about that. I'm kind of having like mixed emotions, and normally when something like this happens, I start crying, but I think I'm like in shock. Especially because I saw her photos, and I don't know if you guys know this, but she's homeless and really sick and doing drugs and drinking, and it's just hard to see her as she is right now.
But those difficult things didn't mean she had to run to McDonald's every time she had some strong emotions or had to deal with a paper cut. She had seen nutritionists before, she had people pay for her Weight Watchers, she had been to Overeaters Anonymous, and she had had the support of Crystal and her family. Amber has had all of the help she would ever need and hasn't lost any weight. If she hadn't lost the weight by now, then perhaps it was never going to happen for her. She had to stop looking for excuses to reach for the fridge, and she had to stop blaming the universe for making her fat and blaming God for giving her this brain. Only she could beat this, but she had to be truthful, not only to her fans, but more importantly, to herself. It was clear that this weight loss journey was going to be difficult for Amber for probably the rest of her life. But at least right now, she had destiny, she had her health, and she had a roof over her head.
We have 3 days to pay the rent or we're evicted.
Hello everyone, Mr. Snowflake here, and that was episode 5 of Amberlynn Reid, Shoot by the Algorithm. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, as well as the rest of the series so far, but if I'm honest, I need a little break from Amber. Just watching clip after clip of someone talk about their weight and have so much drama around them is getting difficult to watch. So I've asked Jimmy Bunker who I should make a video on next. Oh, and that'll be Jimmy now. Okay, Jimmy says for the next video I should make one all about someone called Nikocado Avocado.